Plug it in, shock on the beats.
Alright, so what you're looking at here underneath the cover of craziness is our new to me Dodge Magnum. Got a 2005 RT all-wheel drive, and being from 2005, we've got that, you know, signature headlight haze of most older cars. What we're going to do today is we're going to use this kit, which I've used multiple times before, to restore these headlights. And there are other kits out there that you just wipe on and it makes it super shiny. If any of you guys have used that, I'd be really interested in seeing the feedback in the comments below, because I was looking to try it, but I thought it was very similar to spraying the you know, off Deep Woods formula on a paper towel and cleaning your headlights. I did that. It made them shiny for a couple weeks, but then after a while that haze kind of wore back in. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to sand off the haze and sand off the yellowing, and we're going to work our way down with all the grits that they have included in here, and then we're going to wind up polishing it and making it look beautiful. Now, I've done this before. I've used this exact kit on my Hyundai, and unfortunately I didn't film a video because that's back before I had a YouTube channel. Now this kit can be had for like less than 15 bucks, and now the airplanes are gone and my neighbor's not cooperating. So for less than 15 bucks on Amazon, I'll drop a link in the description, and all you need is a battery operated drill to do all this. And I have blankets everywhere because this is super messy. It includes everything you need, and you're gonna follow the steps through. Oh, it's an easy open package as well. So you have your pad here. This is your final polishing pad. Well, actually, no, sorry, that's your 3000 grit. But you basically work your way down through all the grits, starting with Alright, so as you guys have guessed, it's going to be a very noisy video today. We've got airplanes flying over, motorcycles flying by, and our neighbor cutting tile in his driveway. You're going to work your way through the grits and then end off with some rubbing compound, and that's it. And we're talking about less than an hour of work. So the first thing you're going to notice is I've masked off around here. This pad has a plastic end on it, and if you hit the car with it, you're definitely going to score up paint. So generally in the areas that stick out, I do multiple layers. Down here I do 3 layers, and then up top where you can just glance over it, I only do 1 layer. It's the areas that you're going to hit with the plastic beads. So in other words, wherever you're going to come in contact by hitting, that's where you want to put extra layers. And in the areas that you're just going to skim over, you're just protecting it from sandpaper. When I'm starting with clay, you could pick this up at any auto body store or auto parts store. What this does is clay, use a quick detailer as a lubricant. By the way, this is a messy job. As you can see, there's a lot of sling all over this, and that's from the drill, because this is a wet, we do this all wet. It's like wet sanding everything. And you'll see I'm starting to remove some of the stuff that was stuck to the light, like the bird crap and what other debris. I mean, this is what's coming off. This is all the stuff that's coming off. You could fold your thing, you knead it into, get it nice and wet. Alright, so we're already looking a little bit better. You know, the clay, now it doesn't feel like sandpaper anymore. It feels nice and smooth. Now this is the part where we start with the sandpaper. So the first step, what I wound up doing is I split the kit in half. So I got 6 500 grit pads, so I split that in half, so I'll do 3 for each side. You're going to want to have something to keep this area wet while you're sanding, because you are wet sanding. Right here I have a spray bottle with water and a little bit of dish soap for some lubrication. And now I'm going to high speed through this because the drill is loud and annoying, but basically you're going to work your way overlapping strokes. So you're going to do half overlapping strokes all the way this way, around, and then all the way this way. And then you're going to take a look. We're going to wipe it down and take a look, probably throw on another pad and do it again and do it again. You want to do most of your damage with the cutting. You want to get a lot of this down because the lighter pads don't actually sand. What they're doing is just taking away the scoring that you do with this one. So you want to do most of your cleanup with the 500 grit pad. Let's get started. Rinse this off. You can also clean off what you're working on. And you'll notice here we're scoring this up really nice, and you'll notice the yellow is starting to disappear. That means we're making some good progress. Just be careful around any ridges on your headlights. You don't want to spend a lot of time here because these are raised areas that tend to get sanded down faster. So you want to work your way here, quick pass over the ridge, and then start working your way down the back side of it. All right, rinse this off one more time. Get all the plastic off of there. Wet our area again really well. And get back on it. You want to feel this from time to time. Make sure there is still some grit on it. That means you can keep going. So now we're going to go in this direction. Back, forth, overlapping. If you feel it start dragging too much, you're definitely going to want to clean it off and add a little more water. It means you have a lot of stuff bound up underneath it.
A few moments later.
Now it looks pretty crazy. It's completely white haze, but it's no longer yellow. That's the look you're going for. Get that nice white haze on the whole light, nice and uniform, and let all the moisture dry so you can get a good look at it. You'll see how it's hazing up even more as time goes on. Now we got a nice clean haze line in this area here around this bump. And we have nice clean haze lines all around the outside of the light. I spent a little extra time focusing on the outside of the light because you always miss it as you're passing. So focus on that outside. There's a little yellowing over here, but it may be on the back side. You know, I spent a little bit of time here and here. All right, so now we're ready to move on to the next layer. All right, so the batteries died on the drill. So we're switching to big old power drill. Light's looking a lot better. A couple more passes, we should be good to go. Noticing with this power drill is pretty high speed. So with no adjustability, so just be careful. Make sure you keep it wet. It's slinging water everywhere. Get a fresh pad, we'll do one more pass and we'll call it a day. All right, as if the background noise wasn't enough, the GoPro decides to stop recording audio. So I guess it's a benefit for you guys because we're gonna whip through this in a nice voiceover. Basically, you got the gist of what we're doing here. We're working through 3 layers of sandpaper grit, and then we're gonna go with a really high, it's almost like a polishing pad, but it's a really high grit of, you know, paper, and then the last thing would be the buffing. Just remember, as you're going through each layer, so as you go through the lowest grit sandpaper, keep it clean, keep the pad clean, keep wiping the light, because what you're doing is you're using that plastic and it's scratching around, so you want to wipe that all off, work your way through it, and you're creating a lot of ridges and valleys in that headlight. So when you go to the next grit of sandpaper, spend a little bit of time with that to break all those ridges and valleys down. Go through, you know, at least 3 pads on each headlight. Then you go through that final one again, keep it clean, because now we're starting to get to where the headlight's getting shiny. So you want to spend a little bit more time washing and wiping off all of the plastic debris. and just work your way back and forth, keeping that headlight as clean as possible, because this is where you're going to start to see it shining. You've broken down that first 2 layers that you've just done, and it's starting to, you know, kind of look a little bit more clear. So again, in this area, you want to keep it as clean as possible, so you're not scratching it with little bits of plastic as you're sanding. And this is where you're going to start seeing that nice, clean, clear shine come through. So work on that for a while, and you'll know when to stop with that, because you'll start seeing you're not making any more difference. So that's when you move on to the polishing compound. Put a couple dabs of polishing compound on the buffer, and then kind of pat it on the light to spread it out, because you don't want to turn your drill on with the dabs there, because they'll just go flying everywhere. And just kind of work that polishing compound in for a while. You can do 1 or 2 or 3, you know, 4 passes, it doesn't matter. All you're doing is just improving the look of it. And for the last step, they don't include anything to do this, but you're going to want to protect that light. So the UV rays are going to hit the light. Your light is old. It no longer has any type of UV protection on it. It is going to eventually yellow. My Hyundai headlights, I got about 2 years before they started showing signs of yellowing. They were still clear. They still looked good. But one thing I didn't do on my previous headlights is protect them. For this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Chemical Guy's Jet Seal to protect these lights, to see how that works. The other option is to get a spray clear coat that does not yellow with UV. So I have that right here. I bought it for this project, but at the point I really didn't want to mask off my entire car just to spray the headlights. So I went with Chemical Guy's Jet Seal, because to be honest, this process takes an hour. So if I got to do it again in 3 or 4 years, it's not a big deal. So that's it for this one. If you take a look at the comparison between before and after, you're going to see a huge difference. Now my lights have a little bit of imperfections within the plastic. You can still see that, but you don't see these hideous yellowed, foggy, cloudy headlights anymore. You see a much cleaner, clearer representation of the lights. And when the headlights are on and you stick your face in them, you're going to see some defects. But as you're walking up to the car from a distance, or even as you're using the headlights while driving, huge noticeable difference for like 15 bucks in an hour's worth of work. So again, everything I use in this video is going to be down in the description. If you decide to buy it and you use my links, just remember, whatever you get from Amazon throws me a couple % for your purchase. So that goes to help support the channel, and I really appreciate it. Hope this video helped you guys out, give you a good option, a good cheap option to fix those raggedy headlights that you got on your car. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. If you've experienced or used any other products to do this, please drop comments below, because I've been, this is the most successful I've been with cleaning headlights. If you guys got a miracle product that takes 5 minutes, 2 minutes, let me know. If you got a video on it, link to it so I could check it out. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.